Okay, we all know the greatest mystery of Apex Legends is that Nessie Easter egg puzzle. But who has the time to search for monsters when there's a game to win? Let's solve the riddle that's a little less cryptic. What are the best squad combos? You can just squad up with anyone willing to play and pick your main of the moment, but just as in basketball, baseball, and all other types of team sports, your team's overall composition can be vital to your success. The goal here is to try to pick characters whose abilities complement one another. This allows you to pull off tricky plays, make bold moves, and generally take advantage of all of the game's features. Individually, the characters are pretty balanced, but depending on skill levels and playstyles, there are plenty of reasons why you might want to ensure your squad has skills that work in tandem with one another. Let's start with the sweatiest squad, and I'm sweating right now: Bangalore, Wraith, and Pathfinder. The all-star combination of intensive assault and cover abilities, player positioning advantages, and the opportunity to foresee the circle before it actually forms makes this a top-notch combo. This team's magic is how its individual tactical abilities work together for a best-case scenario. Bangalore can quickly outmaneuver enemies during a pinch or a third-party situation. In the game lore, she's primed for combat, meaning she's a true force in a world where gunning down enemies is the name of the game. Wraith's Voices from the Void ability gives her a heads up if she's being marked or pursued. She can also quickly phase into the void, which allows her to completely avoid damage as she repositions. At first glance, Pathfinder seems to be the most basic of all the game's specialists, but in reality, his grappling hook gives him a huge advantage in this game. He can rapidly zip over terrain, and it only takes him a few short moments to recharge it after each use. Individually, these are all strong characters, but their true power is in their multifaceted ultimate abilities. When used alongside one another, this squad of three can quickly reach high ground with Pathfinder's zipline, outmaneuver incoming enemies with Wraith's dimensional rift tunnel, and drop bombs on the opposition with Bangalore's rolling thunder. In a game as unpredictable as this one, it's a great idea to have three very different abilities comprised of three very different actions. Your team will be prepared for enemies in any given situation. Together, these characters can rapidly combine forces to leave enemies in their dust. Up next, we're covering the thick squad with the Q. This is Bangalore, Gibraltar, and Bloodhound. This is the most assault-oriented squad of all, with big players, big specials, and big kills. Your team isn't worried about the win. You already know you have that in the bag. You're actually all in a competition with each other for the status of kill leader. Whether it's for money or pure glory, you're ready to destroy anything in your path. Squad wipe? No problem. Offensive strategy? No problem. You got this. Surprise ambush? What is that? Hold my beer, I'm gonna take care of it. We already know Bangalore is a beast when it comes to agility, but additionally, her smoke grenades can obstruct visibility, and the artillery strike ultimate can absolutely annihilate everything in its path. But if you're taking fire, Gibraltar's dome of protection will protect anyone within the shield from damage for 15 seconds. Sure, this bright orange shield may give away your location, but chances are, if you're using it, you've already been spotted and tagged. If an enemy does get a little too close for comfort, Gibraltar can call in his ultimate ability, a defensive bombardment that hones in on a small area and hits it with a concentrated mortar strike. Any enemy caught in this cascade of falling bombs isn't getting away alive. On the other hand, Bloodhound isn't as outwardly combative as Bangalore or as unbreakable as Gibraltar, but you better believe that all of their abilities are designed for the hunt. The character's passive ability shows when enemies have recently been in the area, which is a huge benefit in those moments when your battle royale senses are tingling, but aren't quite sure where the enemy is. When you do hone in on the opponent, you can use the Eye of the Allfather ability to track their location. I can't tell you how many times this ability has shown me there was a full squad hiding out when I thought there was just a solo. Bloodhound's ultimate beast of the hunt highlights enemy targets even through smoke bombs and airstrikes, making them the perfect third in this team of master players. This squad is all about search and destroy. Bloodhound searches, Bangalore and Gibraltar destroy. Gibraltar's defensive abilities can come in handy, but prevention is the best cure with this all-out offensive squad. We talked about battling and bruising, but let's talk about the tactical trio: Lifeline, Wraith, and Pathfinder. While kills are great, the reality is that at the end of the day, your squad only really has to defeat a single team in that final circle to get that dub. The tactical trio of Lifeline, Wraith, and Pathfinder use this to their advantage, scouting out the high ground, dodging sniper bullets, and stocking up on the game's best gear with an emphasis on claiming the best terrain for a final circle showdown. Don't call them campers. They're most certainly always on the move, but they approach gameplay with an eye towards strategy. Sometimes that means taking a fight or two in a high loot zone, but mostly you'll find them using Pathfinder's passive ability to find out where the next circle will be before it's even announced. They can call in Lifeline's supply drop to make sure they're fully stocked for their endgame finale, and use Wraith's Voices from the Void to alert them when enemies have eyes on their team. They don't always back down from fights, but when they know they're in a situation they can't win, they can use Wraith's Dimensional Rift and Pathfinder's zipline gun to escape to safety. At a safe distance, they can count on Lifeline to fill up their health before they jump back into the battle with maximum HP. Now let's get into the tricky tryhards: Mirage, Caustic, and Wraith. This crew is built for trick play mastery. As Mirage, you can set a decoy to confuse your enemy, which comes in handy in a skirmish or scouting to cross a zone. The second someone shoots the decoy, it briefly reveals the location, so your team can easily flank from an entirely different angle. Caustic, on the other hand, has the ability to bait you into a space before filling it with noxious gas. Now, because Caustic can see through the gas, it makes his competitors easy to laser. Since the game's release, he's gotten some flack for being an inferior character, but the truth is that Caustic is strong character if you know how to leverage him properly. And finally, there's Wraith, whose abilities are amazing assets for seasoned FPS players with a sixth sense for predicting players. If you know that a player is going to charge you and try to get a headshot, this character can set up the play and then quickly phase away, reappearing on the other side of the enemy to downing them with a gunfire, and hopefully a fun finisher just to seal the deal. Wraith's Dimensional Rift also has far more creative applications, which are useful to consider with this sneaky squad. For instance, you can use it in a location where enemies are forced to pass through the portal, only for them to end up in the perfect position for a 1-2 combo Peacekeeper kill by your teammate that's waiting for them on the other side. The defensive damagers: Gibraltar, Lifeline, and Caustic. If you think that the best offense is a strong defense, then your go-to squad is Gibraltar, Lifeline, and Caustic. Gibraltar is bigger than the others, which may make him a more visible target, but his shield abilities prove valuable, especially in situations where your team is stranded out in the open and facing an airstrike and in desperate need of protection. Pair this with Caustic's defensive Nox gas abilities and you're primed against even the most challenging ambush. You can set gas traps while protecting yourself from damage, or even force an enemy out of a space with gas, ideally pushing them directly into Gibraltar's defensive bombardment. Lifeline's DOC heal generation drone regenerates incredibly quickly, so you can drop one at least a dozen times in any match. When getting shot from a distance, Lifeline can deploy it and the entire team can take a swig from that good HP recharge as the enemy attempts to tag you across the map. Additionally, her shielded resurrection abilities are also a smart defensive strategy, and they'll protect the player from bullets during a revive. Even at death's door, your team is super protected. Anything involving defense or health can have a massive impact on how long your team stays alive. Any staying alive is obviously the only real goal of a battle royale game. The well-rounded warriors: Bangalore, Pathfinder, and Lifeline. Is anybody else getting tired of hearing Bangalore and Lifeline? It's like they're S tier or something. The magic of this team's combo is that their abilities are so simple. For instance, it's easy to get the hang of Bangalore's smoke grenade, and Pathfinder's grapple hook ability is self-explanatory. Lifeline's healing benefits are also fairly straightforward. You can use Bangalore's basic training style skills as a practical offensive move, while Pathfinder offers his tactical insights on the circle location and enables a team to pursue high ground. When the team's in trouble, Lifeline's here to save the day, helping everyone with her healing abilities and resurrections. As a bonus, Lifeline's care package can also randomly drop better armor or more powerful guns to help your squad stay in the game until the very end. As a crew, this squad is versatile and powerful. They have the skills to run a strong attack, a highly tactical game, or strong protective moves, or all three. It's the pure trifecta of damage, heals, and maneuverability. The thing that makes this team work well together is support, so try to run it using squad mates who have excellent communication skills and are willing to properly support each other. In other words, no randos. No, the ability ambushers, or the ability spams. Let's just call it what it is. Bloodhound, Wraith, and Mirage. Unlike the well-rounded group we just mentioned, this next team combo is great for any squads that love to leverage their individual abilities for maximum impact. For this crew, a typical ambush situation in this game might play out something like this. Upon spotting a team, Mirage uses his ultimate ability to bait opponents to shooting at his decoys. While this is happening, Wraith punches a tunnel toward the other team's location, creating a quick rift between the enemy's location and Mirage, while Bloodhound's hiding. If the opposing squad spots her, she can always use her phase ability to avoid taking damage and take a portal back to safety. Then, with the portal open, Bloodhound uses his Beasts of the Hunt to highlight the targets, picking their locations to keep their teammates in the loop. Mirage and Bloodhound then travel to the portal to join Wraith at the end of the tunnel, while the other team, still distracted by the team of decoys, doesn't even realize they're being pushed. The entire team throws a few grenades, and the enemies don't even know what hit them before they get dropped. And that, my friends, is how it's done. But that's not all. When used together, these teammates' unique special abilities can also confuse enemies who push, allowing you to escape by using Mirage's decoys as a distraction and then using Wraith's tunnels to leave the area. Then when you've gained enough distance, Bloodhound can alert the rest of the team to enemy locations using Beasts of the Hunt. At that point, your squad can continue fighting from a distance, or it can pick off the player who dared to try to follow you through the rift. All right, now that we got the editors and writers teams out the way, let's address my team. Team top tier, team S tier. Bangalore, Lifeline, and Wraith. This team is all about pushing, running, gunning, healing, moving, doing everything you want to do when you're all about those hot drops only. Let me tell you how it goes down. You're in a situation, people start shooting at you. You're like, oh, what's going on? What's going on here? Pop, 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 pop. Bangalore drops some smoke. You got some smoke. You guys are weak. Wraith uses the smoke to her advantage. She uses her phase while she's using the void jump ability so that she can have even more increased mobility. Gets far, 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 far. You and Lifeline go right through that portal. You heal up, and you go right back in. Perfect strategy to maximizing sustainability. This team is perfect. It's all the 3 top characters in the game. Super double S tier.
And my team was just Bangalore, Lifeline, and Bloodhound.
Who asked you about your team?
I just wanted to share my opinion, man.
While your game ultimately depends on your own playstyle and your comfort with your character, we hope we've given you a few things to think about when grinding for that coveted champion screen. But we want to know what are some of your best squad combos you use when playing Apex Legends. Share your war stories with us in the comments. My name is Gabe Olivero. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like this video and subscribe to Leaderboard.